Every time I step out of the shower, I look at myself in the mirror. Every single time. I place all of my flesh in front of a reflection and I analyze myself. I look at my hips and I admire my curves. I stare at my freckles and I know I have hair where the birds can live. I look at my almost muffin top I have because I still eat too many cookies. I pinch it and can recall the time when I had 4 rolls because of the 4 rolls I would eat at every meal. I look at my body and I love it. I smile at how God made me. But I can still recall the time when I hated myself and I hated how I looked. I remember being 11 years old and being told I wasn't fat, I was just big boned, and that I was more beautiful than the words God had on his scroll, but the words went through one ear and out the other, like I felt she heard. I'm talking about my mother. She told me I was beautiful and I wouldn't believe her. She told me she loved me and instead I decided to leave her. I remember going to school every single day in the 4th grade and hearing the word fat called at me like it was my name, and I could have sworn it was because I promise I had no clue who Khadijah was. See, Khadijah thought Jenny Craig would be her best friend when she turned of age, but by that time she was already smaller and out of that awkward stage, but all she could recall was how she always felt, how insecurities were worn around her like a belt, holding up the flaws in her jeans, and those rips resembled something of her heart. Because the God-sized hole had yet to be filled. So now, when I look in the mirror, multiple times a day, I know I am beautiful. And I love my body. I love my body to an extent that can't be reached. The elusiveness that is at an all-time peak, yet I still look in the mirror. Knowing I haven't changed. Knowing I won't be able to see when I age. Knowing I don't care if I gain weight because I'm finally happy and I have true joy. I'm finally totally in love with myself and my body and my soul and my mind. So why is that mirror still there if I'm trying to be blind to it? Well, I guess I'm just curious what other people see when they look at me. Praying they see more than just beauty. Praying they see that I don't care any longer how I look. I don't care any longer how I dress. And that's why they'll rarely find me in a dress, because I try to unimpress my looks in hopes they'll see my heart and love me for that. Praying they see the humility now in my genes and the Savior living through me. I still look in the mirror, hoping one day I finally see God's face and not me.